Stop bringing your baggage to family events, my girlfriend's brother said, gesturing toward my daughter. Her parents agreed with small nods. I stood up calmly. You're right, I said. I'll stop bringing things. Then I left. What they didn't know was that I had been covering their mortgage for the past 11 months. When the bank called on Tuesday morning, everything became clear. My name is Donald. I'm 34, and I run a few Instagram shops that sell luxury clothing out of Los Angeles. To my girlfriend's family, that seemed to mean only one thing, an ATM with Wi-Fi. On Sunday, during her mother's 60th birthday celebration, her brother pointed at my 5-year-old daughter and spoke loudly enough for everyone to hear. Stop bringing your baggage to family events, man. He didn't say daughter, he said baggage. Her parents nodded. Someone laughed. Someone else cleared their throat and looked away. My daughter, Lily, was focused on trying to scoop a strawberry out of the punch bowl with a plastic spoon. She didn't even notice, thankfully. I stood up slowly. My chair scraped against the hardwood floor, cutting through the music and the sound of silverware. You're right, I said evenly. I'll stop bringing things. I noticed my girlfriend, Maya, look confused. Don, he didn't mean, she began, but I was already reaching into my jacket. I took out a slim black envelope with her parents' names written neatly on the front in my plain accountant-style handwriting. I'm not an accountant, but I do sign a lot of contracts. I placed the envelope next to the stack of birthday cards. This is for you as well, I said. Some paperwork I've been meaning to give you. Happy birthday. Then I leaned down and kissed Lily on the top of her head. Grab your things, Bug. We're leaving. And we did. There was no shouting, no argument, no tears, just one sentence and one envelope. They didn't know I'd been paying their mortgage for 11 months. They didn't know the documents inside that envelope began with bank statements and ended with a very direct letter. And they yet didn't understand what I meant by I'll stop bringing things. That came later. When the envelope was opened that night, everything changed, and when the bank called on Tuesday morning, the act ended and reality took its place. I met Maya 3 years ago after she messaged one of my shops. Hey, this account is stealing your photos, she wrote, and sent a link to someone selling fake versions of the shoes I had posted. I thanked her. We kept talking. A week later, we were having overpriced coffee in West Hollywood. She was sharp, funny, and quick-witted. On our first date, she asked about Lily. I appreciated that. When I told her I had shared custody, she didn't hesitate. What's she like? She asked. Bossy, I said, emotionally 5 feet tall, but stuck in a small body. Maya laughed. Sounds like my family, she said. I assumed she was joking. The first time I met her parents, we drove out to their suburban home. 4 bedrooms, a manicured lawn, a white porch swing, the kind of house you'd put on a holiday card. Her mother, Karen, hugged me like we were already close. Her father, Robert, gave me a firm, assessing handshake. So you sell clothes on the internet? He said, stretching out the last word. Luxury resale, some direct from brands, I explained. We run 3 accounts with about 200,000 followers total. Whistle, he said. Must be nice getting paid to play on your phone. Maya rolled her eyes. Dad. It's fine, I said, as long as the phone pays the bills. He laughed, though it wasn't exactly friendly. On the drive home, Maya squeezed my hand. Sorry about him, she said. He thinks anything that isn't a 9 to 5 isn't real. I've heard worse, I replied. My ex tells people I sell used shoes on Instagram, like I'm standing under a bridge in a trench coat. We laughed, but I should have noticed the pattern. Used, fake, not real. In that family, we're just teasing meant they didn't respect you. The first time I brought Lily to a family event was a 4th of July barbecue. Around 20 people were there, relatives, beer, flags everywhere. Maya had talked to her mother beforehand. She's part of my life, Maya had said. We can't pretend she doesn't exist. Of course, Karen replied, then added, just don't make a big thing of it. We arrived with a fruit tray and a cheap bucket of sidewalk chalk.
Lily ran straight to the swing and climbed on like it belonged to her. One of Maya's aunts leaned toward Karen and whispered, not quietly enough, "She looks just like her mother." Karen's smile tightened. Maya's brother, Ethan, walked over with a beer. "So, this is the kid?" "Lily," I corrected. "You can call her Lily." He took a long drink. "Right, and the mom, she crazy or just regular X level?" "Ethan," Maya snapped. I smiled politely. "She's Lily's mother," I said. "That's all that matters." He shrugged. "Just saying, we don't need drama at family stuff. We're pretty low drama here." Behind him, Karen rearranged the utensils like they personally offended her. Lily ran over with scraped knees. "Can I draw on the driveway?" I said. "Go ahead." She drew a house with 4 stick figures. One was smaller and off to the side. "Who's that?" I asked. "That's me," she said cheerfully. "I didn't know if I was allowed on the porch." I laughed because the other option was crying. In that family, be flexible really meant be invisible. That was the first warning. The second came a year later when my business took off. One video went viral. Our following doubled. Brands started calling. Money stopped being something I tracked late at night. I took Maya on a weekend trip. I upgraded my car. I added more to Lily's savings. Then Karen called. Not to congratulate me, not to ask how I was. "Donald, sweetie," she said. She only used that word when she wanted something. "Robert's been stressed." "What's going on?" I asked. "Well," she sighed, "the interest rate increase hit us harder than expected. The mortgage payment is just a lot right now." I could hear Robert in the background saying, "Don't make it sound like we're asking." "How much is a lot?" I asked, already uneasy. She gave me the number. I did the math while staring at orders on my laptop. It was high, but manageable. "We're not asking for charity," she added quickly. "Just some temporary help while we refinance. You're good with money and that online business." Maya watched me from the couch, hopeful and tense. "And you'll pay me back?" I asked. "Of course," Karen said. In that house, its family meant obligation. I agreed. I set up an automatic payment from my business account directly to their loan. Just for a few months, I told myself. Ethan found out. At the next dinner, he slapped my back hard enough to nearly drop the salad I brought. "Big man, saving the house. Must be nice having that instant money." Karen hushed him. Robert poured me another drink. They appreciated my money. They just didn't respect where it came from or the child it also supported. The third warning was quieter, but more personal. It was the first time Maya asked me not to bring Lily. It was a couple of months before the birthday. Karen's church group was hosting a brunch. "Mom thinks it'll just be easier," Maya said, fidgeting with her necklace. "Fewer questions." "Questions about what?" I asked. She hesitated. "About why you're not with her mom. They don't know everything, and Mom hates gossip." I looked at her. "You know who avoids questions?" I said. "People who actually show up and parent their kids." She flinched. "I didn't mean it like that. Don, it's just one brunch. Can she sit this one out?" "She, not Lily." "She has a name," I said. "And no, she doesn't sit this one out so you can pretend we're a perfect family. If I go, she goes." She sighed. "Fine, I'll go alone." So she did. Lily and I stayed home. I painted her nails glittery blue, we watched cartoons, and ate cereal for dinner. But the way Maya said sit this one out stayed with me. In their version of my life, my daughter was optional.
A removable attachment. Baggage. The final warning came about a week before Karen's birthday. We were back at their house, discussing plans. I was paying for the catering as Karen's gift. It felt easier than buying jewelry she would likely criticize. Maya was inside, helping her choose centerpieces. Robert and I sat out on the patio. He lit a cigar he wasn't supposed to smoke, according to his doctor, and said, "You know, son, you should really consider having a child with Maya. Start fresh, not this blended situation." I looked at him. "I already have a child," I said. "Her name is Lily. She's not a test run." He blew out smoke. "You know what I mean," he said. "It's hard on a woman to raise someone else's mistakes." My jaw tightened. Maya doesn't see Lily as a mistake, I said. He gave me a pitying look. Women say a lot at first, he replied, especially when they're trying to secure a provider. That was the moment something in me fractured, not shattered, just cracked. When I got home, I opened my banking app. 11 monthly mortgage payments stared back at me, each marked with their lender's name. I scrolled through them, feeling a kind of exhaustion that had nothing to do with work. I took screenshots and sent them to my attorney friend, Jenna. Hypothetically, I typed, if I stopped making these payments, what happens? She called 10 minutes later. What did they promise you in writing? I asked. Nothing, I said. She sighed. Then legally, nothing happens to you beyond what you've already chosen to give. But the mortgage is in their name, I said. I'm not on the deed. I just set up the payments. Then you can stop whenever you want, she said. Good news for you, bad news for them. She paused. Dawn, are you okay? I looked at Lily's backpack by the door, her small sneakers lined up neatly beneath it. I'm tired of being the only adult in the room, I said. Then stop, Jenna replied, and tell them in writing. That's where the envelope began. Karen's birthday lunch was a full production, 32 guests, balloons shaped like 6 and 0, a banner reading "Fabulous at 60," the kind of event that fills multiple social media posts. I wore a plain black shirt and jeans that probably cost more than Ethan's entire outfit. It felt petty, and I didn't mind. Lily wore a yellow dress with daisies and a small denim jacket. You look cooler than me, I told her. She spun. I know. On the drive over, she kicked her feet in the back seat. Will Grandma Karen have cake? Yes, I said. Will she be nice today? That question hit harder than I expected. Yes, I said, because sometimes you lie to children, and if she's not, we'll leave. The envelope sat heavy in my jacket pocket. Inside were 11 months of bank statements with my transfers highlighted, a simple spreadsheet listing dates and amounts, and a formal letter Jenna helped draft. The letter stated, politely and clearly, that as of Monday, all voluntary payments from me to their lender would stop. Any future assistance would require written discussion and a repayment plan. I was not a co-borrower, guarantor, or legally responsible party. It wasn't revenge, it was documentation. We walked in to applause, hugs, and a martini pressed into my hand. Donald, you shouldn't have, Karen said, eyeing the catered spread she knew I paid for. What can I say? I replied lightly. Instagram money. That earned a laugh. Lily ran off to join her cousins. Maya slipped her arm around mine. Thanks for doing this, she whispered. It means a lot to Mom. Does your mom know your boyfriend runs a non-profit called Keep Your House? I asked quietly. Maya winced. She knows you've helped, just not the exact numbers. I nodded. Of course she didn't. We sat at a long table, Karen at the head, Robert beside her, Maya on her other side, Ethan across from me, Lily next to me, her legs swinging beneath the chair. There were the usual speeches, stories about Karen sneaking cookies to the kids, an aunt cried, someone spilled wine, the music shifted from old ballads to current pop. I noticed Karen's eyes flick toward Lily and away, like she was barely acceptable in the frame. Then Ethan stood, tapping his knife against his glass. All right, he said, my turn. Karen laughed. Should I be worried? Always, Mom. He talked about sacrifice, about how Karen held the family together, how she deserved a calm, drama-free phase of life. I was half listening, chewing on dry chicken. Then he gestured toward my end of the table. And that means, he added loudly, we all do our part to keep things smooth, like not bringing baggage to family events. He palmed toward Lily. Right, Don? He said. No offense, kid. The room went quiet in that uncomfortable way. Someone laughed nervously. Someone cleared their throat. Karen said nothing. Robert said nothing.
Maya froze. I set my fork down. Lily looked up at me. "What's baggage?" she asked, curious and soft. I stood. In my head, I heard Jenna's voice. "You don't have to explode, you just have to stop." My hands were steady as I pushed back my chair. "No, he's right," I said. Everyone looked at me. "You're right," I repeated to Ethan. "I should stop bringing things." I let the words settle. Then I reached into my jacket and pulled out the black envelope. I walked down the table and placed it in front of Karen, on top of the pile of cards and gift bags. "This is for you and Robert. It's a record of everything I've been bringing." She frowned. "What is it?" "Just documentation," I said. "You can open it now or later." I turned to Lily. "Come on, Bug, we're leaving." She slid off her chair. "Did I do something wrong?" she whispered. "No," I said, my throat tight. "You did great. You're perfect. Some adults just struggle with words." As we passed Ethan, he scoffed. "Seriously? You're storming out?" I stopped and met his eyes. "You pointed at my child and called her baggage. That's not a joke. That's a choice." Robert finally spoke. "Don, don't make a scene on my wife's birthday." "I'm not making one. I'm ending one." I squeezed Maya's shoulder gently. "We'll talk later." Her eyes filled. "Please don't leave like this." But I was already gone. Outside, the afternoon was bright. I buckled Lily into her booster seat and kissed her forehead. "Are we going home?" she asked. "Yes," I said. "And we're not coming back?" "Not if people can't remember you're a person," I replied. She nodded, understanding more than I wanted her to. "Okay, can we get ice cream instead?" I laughed, sharp at first, then softer. "Yes," I said, "we can get ice cream." As I drove away, I checked the mirror. In the front window, I saw movement, hands waving, heads leaning together. Someone had opened the envelope. I didn't look back. The next few hours unfolded through text messages. The first was from Maya.
"What was in the envelope?" Maya texted. Then, "Mom is losing it. She says you embarrassed her." A photo followed. The envelope was torn open on the table. Papers spread everywhere. The highlighted transfers were clearly visible. My name, their lender's logo. Beneath that was the letter Jenna and I had written, the line stating that effective immediately, voluntary payments would end. "You've been paying their mortgage?" Maya wrote. "For how long?" I typed, deleted, typed again. 11 months, I finally sent. "I set up recurring payments when your mom said they were struggling. I thought I was helping." The typing dots appeared, then vanished. "Why didn't you tell me?" "Because every time money came up in your family, it became leverage," I thought. Instead, I typed, "because I didn't want it hanging over either of us." Then Karen called. I let it go to voicemail. She texted instead. "I can't believe you would humiliate us like this, waving your little contributions around like we're beggars." I stared at the word little, then at the photo of the statement she attached. It wasn't little. "I didn't waive anything," I replied. "I left. Those payments were a kindness, not an obligation. I put it in writing to avoid confusion." She answered immediately. "You're punishing us because Ethan made a joke. That's sick, Donald." My fingers hovered over the screen. In my mind, I saw Lily's face when she asked what baggage meant. I heard Robert call her mother a mistake. I remembered Maya asking if my daughter could sit out a brunch like she was optional. This wasn't about a joke. It was a pattern. I wrote, "You've made it clear my daughter isn't welcome in your version of family. I won't pay people who treat my child like baggage. The payments stop." I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. Lily fell asleep on the couch with ice cream on her chin. I covered her with a blanket and sat on the floor beside her, leaning against the couch, listening to the quiet. For the first time in a long while, I felt like I was protecting her instead of managing fallout. Tuesday morning, the bank called. Not mine, their lender. "Hello, may I speak with Donald?" a woman asked. This is he. This is Monica from the bank, she said. We're calling about the mortgage account ending in, she gave the last 4 digits. We received notice that the automatic payments from your account are ending. I just need to confirm this is correct and that the borrowers are aware. They should be, I said. I provided 11 months of statements and a written notice. There was a pause. I see. I'm required to inform you that the next payment is due in 10 days. If it isn't received, there will be late fees and possible credit impact. I understand. That's their responsibility. She hesitated. If they believe you're still assisting, it may help for everyone to speak together. We've spoken enough, I said. Thank you for calling. As soon as I hung up, my phone rang again. Robert. What did you do? He demanded. I stopped paying your mortgage, exactly as I said I would. You blindsided us. The bank just called. We budgeted around that, Don. And I expected my daughter to be treated like family. We all make mistakes, he said sharply. This isn't a mistake. It's a boundary. Over Ethan's comment? He snapped. This is about a year of comments, being told my child is drama, baggage, a problem, good enough to pay, not good enough to belong. He was quiet, then said, So you're really going to let us drown after everything we've done for you? I'm not pushing you under. I'm stepping out of something you pulled me into. You're adults. Talk to your bank, refinance, sell something. Or ask one of the relatives who laughed when your son insulted my daughter. You're ungrateful, he said. There it was, the word they use when the help ends. I am. I'm done being grateful for being tolerated. He hung up. Maya came over that night. Lily was with her mom, so it was just us. She stood in the living room, arms crossed. I don't recognize you, she said. I'm the same person. I just stopped funding people who insult my child. He didn't mean it like that. Ethan says stupid things. He pointed at a 5-year-old and called her baggage. That's not unclear. She looked away. Mom's been crying. Dad's talking about selling the boat. They're scared. I've been scared too. Scared I was hurting my kid by letting her stay around people who resent her. That's not fair, she whispered. When was the last time your mom spoke to Lily with irritation? When your dad told me to have a real kid, did you stop him? I didn't want to start a fight. So you let him call my child a mistake to keep the peace. They're my parents, she said. She's my child. And when those conflict, I know where I stand. She cried quietly. So that's it. You're choosing her. That was always the deal. Second date. Lily comes first. This isn't new. I'm just following through. I don't know how to do this, she said. I do. We don't stay where my child is treated like baggage. She left without hugging me. Later, I picked up a framed photo from that 4th of July barbecue. Lily was barely in the frame. I took the picture out, cut it in half, and put the side with me and Lily back in. The rest went in the trash. In the weeks that followed, the messages slowed. Karen sent long texts about forgiveness without apology. Robert sent a GoFundMe link just in case. Ethan posted vague quotes about betrayal and money. I ignored all of it. I confirmed with the bank that my payments were fully stopped. I changed passwords. I booked a weekend trip with Lily. At the beach, we built a crooked sandcastle. Is this our house? She asked. Yes, and we decide who comes in. Then my stuffed animals can come. That's non-negotiable. That night, after she fell asleep, I read an unread text from Maya. I miss you. I'm mad at you. I'm mad at them. I don't know which life I'm choosing. I typed a long reply, then deleted it. Instead, I wrote, Take your time, but Lily and I won't walk into any space where she's treated like baggage. And I meant it.
This story shows that financial support does not create respect. When people value you only for what you provide, they're not treating you like family. They're treating you like a resource. Protecting your child and setting firm boundaries matters more than maintaining peace with adults who repeatedly cross it. Real family doesn't label a child as baggage and still expect access to your wallet.